resume.
Oh, no, I lost it.
Dude, sprite challenge.
Alright, we're up.
Is it me again?
I think it's you again.
All right.
Yeah,
that was much better than that.
Hey. No, it's...
I need Diet Coke to do it.
Yeah. It was an accidental thing from the first one. Like I set up and I just started recording and someone just happened to belch.
It was
so now-
Dane.
Sam.
No, it was Dane.
Oh, it was Dane.
Yeah, because I was sitting right next to him, and he could see my face as I look over and I go,
I've never been able to since.
I can burp just fine outside of this goddamn game, but then when it's time, I'm like, no.
Stage fright.
we're doing
I
a
just need to
sprite
bring a
challenge.
Diet Coke next time, and then I'll be able to do mine.
Well,
I've already had 3 sodas today.
It's
So.
true. There's a lot of
Well, I
soda
had
out
coffee, and then I had Diet Coke, and then I needed a Red Bull at 3 o'clock,
I
or
just
else I
got
was
Red
going to
Bull
die.
too,
there. My water exploded.
because they didn't have
That
salty,
kind of day.
salty at my job.
Ooh, good music.
Because I like
The
peach
Prince
one.
of Egypt-esque music.
Yeah,
He's like peach
Yeah,
one.
I like Alani's.
They actually
See,
want
I
this
never
one
got
is
to
session
Alani's.
0. So it's always what I
Celsius
pull up
is
before
like
we
Celsius
started.
You used to drink a lot. Didn't you drink
Red
a lot
Bulls.
of it? I thought you drank some Celsius during like Play That Goes Wrong. I could have sworn.
Maybe.
Somebody
Maybe pull
from
one.
that show got me into Celsius.
I drink
and I
a,
think it was you.
You do not need Celsius.
I drink an energy drink before most shows.
Okay.
You
Or
drink
maybe
some
it
whiskey
was
drink.
Lisa. Maybe it was Lisa because I know she was
Lisa
drinking a lot
Gould?
of this
Yeah.
too. I don't remember. Anyway, sorry.
Dane, are you recapitulating us?
I'm ready if Brandon's ready.
Go for it.
All right.
Please. I'm so ready.
No warnings. No warnings.
We're still in
Just
the evening. So
do it live.
We'll get some ambiance for the evening.
I want to rest and get my spells back.
February 2nd, 2025. There's nothing like coming home. Zav's mom let us open a hole and enter in. I fingered through my hole and we prepared to investigate more of Springbrook.
Right.
We stripped ourselves of magical items. We split up into a duo and a threesome. Zav's dad was banging hot metal when his hammer slipped from his grip in his excitement of his son coming home.
Stop it!
Dramatic.
Wow.
Zav learned that everyone in town loves his dad's chest.
I hate you.
And you play Jesus Christ.
Jesus is raunchy.
I was gonna say.
Red took on the alias of Bluefin and got
Oh, yeah.
and got tested for STD,
You're dude.
super talents, and dangers.
And Dane.
Dangers.
Super Townsend Dane.
We learned that Dahlia carried her own STD, spell-tainted dagger. Ah! The town's magic pussy showed up. An old friend of Zav's. Friend. I totally convinced everyone that we used to be lovers. They took Dahlia's dagger and we made our way back to the inn.
Making our way.
I was late.
End of session.
I'm trying to remember the last name I made because I don't remember.
Yeah, you did give 2 different names.
You said Red Blue Flynn.
Blue. Yeah.
I think I said Bluefin Red or something like that.
It's Red Bluefin because you were like Red and Bluefin. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
because
gotta be
then it was like red fish, blue fish.
Yeah.
That's how that went.
Okay.
I have a high persuasion. It's fine.
We shall see.
God.
Tried to use some sort of deception, persuasion.
That didn't work out so
That did
well.
not work out for me very well.
So, returning from a 2-week quest through the 3 realms of Prismere in the Feywild, defeating the 3 hags of the Hourglass Coven,
2 years.
and freeing the Archfey Queen Zabilna from the time stasis placed upon her and her palace, our heroes find themselves returned to their home world of Asteria nearly 2 full years after they left. Their homeland has changed quite drastically in that time. Duke Terran has been overthrown and executed. Emperor Malvarro has taken his place and it seems has instituted a registration requirement of any magically inclined citizens as well as registration of all magical items in an attempt to root out the source of the plague and monster influx. After sneaking through town to his childhood home, the group encounters Zab's mother, Lena, and learns of some of the restrictions. Choosing to hide away their magical items within Fate's Inn, the new spell provided to the group by Baba Yaga, Unexpectedly, the group also discovered that the gateway to the inn does not persist if all members of the group leave it.
Whoops.
However, being that their magical items are now safely stored away in the pocket dimension provided by the inn, our heroes decide to split up and investigate more of the town. Veers vanishes for a short while to investigate to see if a local guild of the underworld exists here and to see what information may be gleaned there. Zav and Anna spend time at Zav's father's weapons shop, sharing some of what happened with Razgor and learning more of this new arrangement. The rise to power of Emperor Augustus Malvarro and his vanguard, while also giving Anna's axe a professional sharpening and polish. They also discover that Razgor has been quite busy making weapons for the vanguard, but that he's also found some lucrative benefit in designing chests and other containers of iron, which can conceal magical items from the detectors moving around the town. Veers rejoins with Zav and Anna at Razgor's Simply shop a short time later. In the meantime, Zoretic, Eric, and Dahlia set about investigating the Adventurers Guild to determine the process of registering and to learn anything more they can about the process. In the course of their investigation, Zoretic decides to go through the process of registering with the guild under an assumed name. Provisionally assigned a gold rank adventurer, he was informed he could have the pick of all known adventurers presently. He was also invited to join a party sent to seek out an unknown creature terrorizing the route southbound from Springbrook the next day. Before leaving, the party was stopped by a cloaked individual who requested that Dahlia allow him to examine her dagger. Discovering that she could not relinquish the item, guards were called, and a young boy was sent to retrieve the cleric from the temple to assist. In the in-between and confusion of this, Zoretic let slip that they had left some magical items outside of town.
I'm sorry.
And the figure noted that those at the desk that they would need to be accounted for and promptly registered. The young boy returned shortly after with the priest of the local temple of Solace, Vren, who Eric also recognized as Zautor's close friend. After some mild suspicion of the connection, Eric was able to make a disarming joke as to their previous connection. The suspicions forgotten, the focus came back to the dagger, which Vren found was a cursed item that attached itself to Dahlia. Removing the curse, Dahlia was able to relinquish the dagger, thankfully only slightly drained by the curse's removal, and she and the others were permitted to leave and rejoin the rest of the group back at Zav's parents' home. Hungry for answers, as well as dinner, our heroes sit down to a home-cooked meal prepared by Zav's mother Lena. Shortly after, Vren and Razgor join, having completed their own responsibilities.
Hi, Ping. You're so good and sweet.
He's a good boy.
Every time he bonks my leg, I'm like, yeah,
It's a love bonk.
it is.
He's just an awkward boy.
Our heroes, along with Vren, Lena, and Razgor, discuss all of their discoveries. Many of our heroes expressing outrage and suspicion of the changes and convenient timing of Malvarro's rise to power. When pressed on the issue, Vren had to admit that she could not rule out with absolute certainty that Malvarro is connected to the attacks, but did insist that there has been no evidence to that, and the Vanguard has protected the town ever since their arrival. Vren continues with you all. I want to be clear about the course of events here and why so many are accepting of the arrangement of the Vanguard. 2 years ago, your original adventuring group sought out and destroyed a cult that had been abducting people from Springbrook. You came to discover it was a cult of Zenicule. Once you had vanished the members of this cult and returned to Springbrook, the plague seemed to pause here for a time.
That's good.
However, during the first year of your absence, the plague, referred to as many as the Magi's Curse, had spread through much of the kingdom, and on its heels followed dangerous monsters that began attacking travelers and towns alike. Springbrook was spared this for much of the first year, we believe in part, or in whole, because of your actions in defeating the cult of Zenicule that was trying to establish here. Elsewhere, however, Civil unrest and a perceived sense of apathy toward the plight of the people led to a fracture in the military of the duchy, which led to then General Malvarro declaring himself and his troops independent. Those troops became the original vanguard, and they traveled from town to town, each time picking up more volunteers and growing their rank. Town by town, they pushed back the monsters that would sometimes find and destroy similar cults of magic users to the one you fought here. About a year ago, the Magi's Curse showed up in Springbrook again, and not long after, dangerous monsters began to attack. For a while, we did what we could to fend for ourselves, but we did not have many adventurers strong enough to contend with these evils. Around this time, Malvarro and the vanguard marched in and took the capital. There was some resistance, but the vanguard had grown much larger than those who had remained with the duchy, and Malvarro was able to seize control fairly quickly. Many had called upon the Duke to disband his court of mages and address the issue of the plague and these attacks, but he in turn defended the court and did little to quell either. So, when Malvarro and the vanguard seized the capital, the Duke was put on trial, found guilty of being in league with those suspected of orchestrating the Magi's Curse, and was summarily executed.
Everything's solved.
Around 6 months back, the vanguard arrived in Springbrook, and not a moment too soon, as we were really beginning to struggle with the onslaught of the plague and frequent monster attacks. They pressed back the attacks, and by monitoring magic users and magical items, the spread of the disease seems to have slowed to almost a standstill. She turns to Dahlia. We came to find out cursed items left to be found by locals, including sometimes children, were a common way to sow chaos that might leave the town more susceptible to attack. I was very busy in those early days once the vanguard arrived, removing curses from items similar to how I did earlier upon our meeting. Some of these items would turn our own citizens against us, working as a means to spread the disease or to weaken defenses to allow the monsters easier means to attack. Other times, efforts of our magic detectors have led us to infiltrators from the cult attempting to spread the plague by casting harmful spells upon people or resources, food, water, other common items. That is pretty rare, but it has happened. Mostly, they like to curse and enthrall others to do their dirty work. Similarly to what you discovered 2 years ago with so many who had been abducted. And then she turns to Zoretic. You said earlier that adventurers are required to only work through the guild, but that's not entirely accurate. It is definitely encouraged to work through the guild, and many find it easier to locate tasks fit for their skill level. But everyone is still free to travel and to adventure as you wish, so long as you register with the guild and bring back any magical items you acquire on your adventures for analysis. Additionally, from what I've seen, the vast majority of the items adventurers find, they are allowed to keep. The exceptions are for cursed items, like the one that was discovered today, that you weren't even aware that you were carrying, and for items of unique power or legendary strength, which the Platinum Warriors of the Vanguard use to quest after these cults directly and to contend with some of the strongest monsters they have unleashed upon our lands. There are some cases where adventurers choose to surrender the lower level magical items to the guild for an additional reward beyond the quest completion. Those items are sometimes provided to adventurers during specific missions for the guild, or distributed to some of the lower level members of the Vanguard for use. But in those cases, the adventurers who found the item were given first choice to keep it and decided instead to take the payout for the item. Similarly, magic itself is not banned. However, they do wish all magic users to register so that they can keep tabs on what the detectors might come across day to day that is normal use for some. It is not uncommon for a healer to be casting in town, or someone like myself when a curse is discovered that needs to be removed. Some minor effects to assist in moving earth or water aren't unheard of. But if one of the detectors were to pick up magic cast within town to conceal or to transform, especially to create a curse, those are the kinds of things they want to catch and be able to investigate before harm can come to others.
Is there any other way for them to detect magic users other than the individuals who are walking around detecting magic?
That is the main means that I know of. They are traveling around basically casting detect magic spells to determine if there are unregistered individuals or items that are occurring. I understand your suspicions. I cannot completely discount them. But as someone who has lived through the Magi's Cursed Plague and monster attacks for too long before the Vanguard came, I would think that if Malvarro or someone close to him was responsible for those attacks, that those attacks would have stopped not long after they seized the capital, allowing the new emperor to declare total victory and solidify that he was entirely correct about the source of this great evil that had overtaken so much of our lands. Things are improving, but slowly. Springbrook and many other towns, villages, and cities are relatively safe, but the vast countryside still remains a danger to traverse. Meanwhile, the shipment of goods and people remain a necessity to modern life. Regardless, many do genuinely believe we are doing good. Working within the system. Myself, most members of the staff of the Adventuring Guild that you met today, probably even Vath Grurusk, the detector you noticed, your cursed item at the Adventurers Guild today. He can definitely be a little pretentious. But he wasn't lying when he told the crowd that this was why they do the detections they do. We're all trying to keep the public safe. I've gotten to know him a little, and he truly takes his task seriously and believes it saves lives. I've seen some of the horrors cursed items can cause to the men, women, and children who may haplessly befall them. I would have to say he's not wrong in his beliefs. Anyway, we're all just doing the best we can. I'm not against you. If there is a conspiracy at play, I would want to know and work against it. I just don't want any of you jumping to conclusions without evidence, as it would likely turn a lot of people who feel that they might not have survived the past year without the assistance of the Vanguard. If there is something more nefarious going on here, it would likely require some pretty irrefutable evidence to convince the public of it.
What happened to the tower?
Oh, the clock tower. Once the Vanguard was established here for a time, the clock tower in the attacks from the monsters had been destroyed. It was kind of a combination of the people and the Vanguard wanting to honor the assistance and being saved from the attacks that they erected the statue of Emperor Malvarro.
I don't know. Sounds kind of like we're punishing everybody for a few bad eggs. I mean, magic items don't kill people. People kill people.
I know where you sleep.
The detection of magical items is less about truly beneficial magical items. It's more about discovering cursed items that we were infiltrated with.
Trying to take our wands. Deep to her gerbs.
As I said, most items the adventurers are able to keep themselves. They have the choice to. It is only the very legendary items that the Vanguard tends to acquire. And again, when they do pay out the adventurers a large sum for these items. But in those rare cases, it is seen as better served in the hands of the Vanguard, who are contending with the greatest threats.
Can you tell me more about this plague?
Not a lot is known about the Magi's curse. It was going around before most of you had left. Before we were beginning to see the first few cases through town, but
How does it show up? Like, is it something on the skin? Do people die from it? Like, can it be cured other than with, like, magic? Like, well, I'm just a little confused as how it remains and keeps coming back.
as of yet, we've not found a way to cure the curse. We've not found a way to inoculate the citizens against it. What we have found is that it is definitely very deadly. Probably a little more than half of the people that contract it end up dying. But it also doesn't seem to be directly contagious, which is why most presumed it to be a curse rather than something more akin to a disease plague.
Of the people who've been affected, were they for Malvarro or against?
A lot of the infections happened before Malvarro was
In power?
really known about, besides those who followed the duchy's military. It was spread around before, and it seems that quelling some of these cults has diminished the prevalence of it, but we still don't know exactly how they're achieving this curse, or a way to fight back against it directly, aside from eliminating the cults themselves.
And it's different cults? Or just one cult acting in groups?
The cult that the other members of the adventurers that were here before went after was a specifically cult of Zenicule. They found documentation to that nature during the raid. There has been some other instances where information regarding Zenicule has been found. There's also been more cases where the cults are carrying almost no information at all. We presume they are linked together, but they seem to be getting more and more secretive.
Do I know about Zenicule?
Zenicule is actually a reference to the... Let's see. So there was the creator deity of Asteria. There was sort of this great evil deity that combated against her, and Zenicule is the sort of son of that great evil deity.
So Zenicule is... what's his face? Sauron. Zenicule Sauron.
Sure. That's a good analogy, Zenik. Zenicule was also the one who was had attacked and was trying to destroy Asteria before the 12 Guardians, who are now sort of revered as the gods of Asteria, became an adventuring party and were able to fight and defeat him.
As they're discussing things, Eric's going to pull out of his backpack the cultist ledger of victims that I've been carrying since that adventure.
God damn.
I'm going to review to see if there's any like locations in there that I'd be able to recognize where the cult might still be active.
So the ledger mostly contains the names of targets from Springbrook.
Yep.
There are some additional names that you don't recognize, though you are not terribly familiar with Springbrook yourself.
Okay.
Remind me, was Balagog's name on there or not? Couldn't recall. I think I had asked, but I didn't write it down.
That's right, I remember now. I believe his name was on that list.
Okay.
Would that mean that he's dead?
Oh, Balagog?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you know he's dead.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You know, man.
Which one's Belagog?
My brother.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Keeping track. Keeping track of
Sorry
names
about
can be fun, huh?
Thanks, DM.
Sorry about your dead brother, dude.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ, Dave.
So you're saying that we wouldn't necessarily need to register if we were still going to go out and investigate about Zenikul and want to maybe operate without this current government knowing?
Well, they would want you to register as adventurers. You're free to traverse about and investigate whatever you want, and you don't need to necessarily tell them what you're doing, what adventures you're going on.
Okay.
They simply want to know people who have innate abilities and their potential availability to go on quests here. But everything is more offered in a sense. There's a posting board of the adventures that are, or the quests that are available at the Adventurers Guild, and for any of those, you would need to be of a proper rank to officially be included on that quest.
This One Punch Man.
But you, again, may traverse freely as you wish, and if by traversing you happen to come across other things to do or adventures, there's nothing wrong with that, so long as if there are magical items discovered in that quest, that you bring them back to be registered and investigated.
Who does the guild report to?
The guild was established by the Vanguard, and
So the Vanguard reports to Emperor Malvolio.
Yes.
I don't like that.
Emperor Tom Marvolo.
I had that same thought. I just wasn't going to say anything. I just was not going to say
Shakespeare.
anything.
That's what I was. Yeah. Yep. I think I said it wrong.
You did say Marvolo,
You
yes.
have Harry Potter.
I have daddy issues.
It's
Yes.
Voldemort.
Voldemort.
So Lena kind of leans forward at the sun. Well, this is all very serious and overwhelming. Maybe we could just enjoy an evening all home and safe together?
Yes, apologies. We do not mean to intrude on your home. Everyone, eat. Just, and I just like shove down like my super whatever it is.
And Rastor kind of leans in a minute later. If y'all are still carrying any other magical items you think might cause a problem, he gestures toward a chest near the corner that actually has a crocheted blanket
that one.
positively strewn across it. That should keep them from being detected.
What is that?
It has a lead lining on the inside that allows for protection from. And Lena kind of like shoots him a little bit of a dirty look. Just, I would like to have one quiet meal with my family, please.
Of course.
Yes.
Sorry, Mom. Lena.
It's fine. We put all of our magical items away. They are not in town. You can rest your mind. Put your mind at ease.
These potatoes are great.
I have no idea what's on the table. But I assumed it was a stew of some kind, so I've just been like,
Potatoes.
It is a fair. So she was not necessarily expecting such a large group, obviously. So she's basically kind of thrown everything she has into a pot and made it.
I'm surprised Anna hasn't given her some snake or whatever and been like, can you make this into something?
She's not going to trust human cooking.
Oh, that's... Oh, okay, so your mom's the human and... Oh, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't really know, so...
Yeah.
That was out of character, so you don't have to give me that look. we have a love-hate relationship.
I almost burned him alive.
It was fun.
Yeah, they
Can you
almost killed
remind
each other.
me what species you are? Race.
I think she was
Oh my
halfling.
god, you can't just ask me.
That's why I
You
said
can't just ask
species
people.
first, and then I remembered that.
Just
that's
ask
not
people
very
why
well.
they're white.
She's a halfling.
Okay, Lil.
She's a little girl.
She's that thing right there.
Thing?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll burn you alive again.
The one's the,
She's this
the
one.
second row to the left.
Yeah. And you're the one with wings.
Yeah. And the creepy one in the front, that's...
That's
Brandon.
Yes,
Brandon.
I know about Brandon's character.
Oh.
So a little bit of time passes, and Veers kind of leans in toward Razgor. I'm gonna say everyone make a perception because he's being kind of quiet about this because he doesn't want to disturb Lena.
Perception.
First
I only get a
roll.
+1.
Get a +6.
I did not hear jack shit. I am eating my food.
Hold on, I'm trying to look for my shit.
21.
Jesus.
22.
Jeez.
Mine was a 4, so I'm just sitting here like...
No, you're like your head is like in the bowl.
13?
I can't
13.
find my perception stuff. Why?
I don't know.
Am I dumb?
Perception +7.
Oh, it's over here.
It's in alphabetical order.
Oh, I know.
You don't like that?
No.
She doesn't know how to
10.
read.
10.
She doesn't know how to use D&D. It's fine.
I don't.
So yeah, Zav, Eric, and Dahlia do over here. Veer's gonna lean in. Have you ever made something small, more like an envelope? It would contain something the size of a handkerchief, maybe. And Razgor, not really, no. I can't say that I've made something specific like that, but I don't see why there'd be an issue with it. Not a lot of material involved. Should be fairly quick. Could do it tomorrow morning. That could be useful. Yeah, I'd be interested in purchasing something like that from you. You'd be able to make that.
Lena. What was Zav like growing up?
Oh my god.
He and his brother were kind of attached at the hip. They ran about everywhere together, played all the time.
Shut up, Discord.
Yeah. Figure out how to shut that off.
What Discord do you pretty?
Shut up!
It's your Discord daddy.
Lancer people are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was playing footsie with you.
I like it.
They were also very competitive with each other, always trying the best or one up each other, but nothing too rough. Just always trying to see who had the upper hand.
I only broke my arm once.
Sounds like you guys had a lovely family together.
Still do.
Yes, well put.
Dessert?
Oh, I apologize. I didn't really have time to plan anything.
It's okay. He's got peanuts.
Dolly hands the bag of peanuts that she had been keeping.
I will snack on these.
Dahlia, you feel a slight twinge at the back of your head.
No.
But it passes after a moment, and you really don't think anything more of it until a few moments later. You feel a fount of your wild magic surge.
Oh no.
The rest of you can see she kind of like sits upright a little bit, and there are like tiny little bolts of energy on her arms for a second.
Hey, what's going? What? Hey.
Dahlia, you realize,
What's going on?
you realize the wild magic is pointing you back toward that twinge, and you begin to sense there's another magic that is forming upon you. And through your focus, determine someone is trying to scry upon you.
Oh.
What?
Is it your mama?
Is your mama trying to scry for you?
But because you've noticed it, you're able to focus down on the spot the scrying sphere is attempting to form. And before it can fully take root, you're able to crush it with your mind. You've blocked the scry.
Okay. What was that all about?
Mechanically, just to explain real quick, because of the nature of scrying, I had to roll your save for you before session. And so you wouldn't know if you had failed, that they would have been able to see you. The first roll did fail. So given the time of day, I decided to use your Tides of Chaos ability to give you advantage. The second roll succeeded. So that's how that sort of represents out. Tides of Chaos are detailed under your features and traits. The main thing to be aware of is if you cast a spell of first level or higher before you take a long rest, you will trigger a wild magic surge.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh shit.
But again, it's end of day, so you're coming up on long rest. So
It's fine.
I love reading these over your shoulder, dude.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's totally fine.
What could go wrong? A lot, but okay.
You could turn into a potted plant. It's one of
Or
the rules.
worse.
We'll give you water.
Wow. I know you would. I don't know.
I'd give you water.
You would too.
Yeah,
I think you'd forget.
You wouldn't either.
Pour it on the ground. And
You'd have all the best intentions and be like, huh, I haven't watered that plant in about 5 weeks.
You also wouldn't either because you don't.
that
completely
plant
trust me.
is Dahlia.
So,
I don't trust you.
no.
So,
What?
what happened there?
Not entirely sure.
Are
was a
you
first for
okay?
Think so.
Are we okay?
You're fine. You're fine.
Eric, I don't know if you're okay.
Fair.
I think I'm just tired.
It's been a day.
So you're not going to form the group that someone tried to scry on you.
No, I know, but I'm not going to tell them that.
You're not telling. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to tell them that.
Okay.
Secrets are no fun.
Because I want to figure out who exactly it was before I even do. Will I
I was gonna say there's not really a way to know
Determine.
where a scry originated from.
Oh, this is not another freaking soon thing.
Stop it!
God damn it.
There are many entities, creatures, and individuals
Great.
who are capable of scrying.
It's true.
Great.
Everything is awesome.
So when you say scry, they're trying to.
So what scrying is, a person casts a spell upon someone, usually someone they've either met or have interacted with. You can do it on someone that you've been informed about, but it has a disadvantage, basically, if that occurs. The person who's being scryed on rolls a wisdom save. If they fail the wisdom save, an invisible sphere forms basically right next to them and allows the person to see and hear everything they're doing for 10 minutes.
Always be
So it's kind of an ultimate spying thing to like.
Well, then I have my own suspicions who it is, but I'm not going to divulge right now. So.
Okay.
I have my own suspicions.
I guess I just keep eating.
Are we aren't able to summon the room again, are we?
No,
It's another reason I didn't want to divulge, because I have nothing on me.
the room is a once a day casting.
Well, I guess I'll just go
So Lena kind of speaks
to
up.
sleep in this chair.
Yeah, we have some chairs. We have obviously your room is still there, and we have one spare room besides his. It's a single bed though. But you're welcome to stay or make space as you can. Otherwise, it's pretty good to have you home.
It's good to be home.
And Ren says that, but at this point, I should probably take my leave and return to the temple.
You didn't see or hear anything.
Well, no, I she just kind of bows towards you.
There's an inn in town, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
I might go rent a room there, just since I'm going to be adventuring tomorrow. Might be a good idea to make myself seen around town more than just here. I don't want to try and draw too much suspicion to your family, Zav.
Fair enough.
I'll come with. I am your assistant after all.
Squire! The good squire you are! Come, squire!
Does that mean I need to go to...
What happened at the guild?
That's up to you.
We're role
What did you
playing.
say I was?
Ward.
That's so meta. Role playing within the role playing.
Suppose I should probably go with the two because I appeared as a ward. It'd be quite awkward to not go with the two.
Okay, so three of you are going to the White Boar,
Mm-hmm.
or I think White Boar's Head. Is that it?
Something like that.
White Boar Inn.
White Boar Inn.
I will stay here in case there are any unwanted visitors in the middle of the night that I need to dispose of.
Fierce. Earth to fierce.
He's thinking.
He does that a lot.
Interesting.
Oh,
I'm debating whether I should establish a new identity here now, or if it would be more beneficial to be recognized from our previous interactions here. I think I'll stay here for the night. Maybe make the decision in the morning. Well, good night to all of you.
Thank you for the meal and hospitality.
The food was
Yes, thank you.
adequate.
It was delicious. Thank you for opening your home to us.
Thank you.
I'm trying to be nice. It's hard, okay?
I know. That's what I'm like. The attempt was made.
That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah. For Mana, that's a compliment.
So, Ren takes her leave. The three of you head over toward the inn. Okay.
As she leaves, I'm still just kind of watch where she goes before I can't see her anymore, and then go back into the house.
She leaves. So there's a path. Actually, I'll bring up the surface map.
I'm the map.
What the hell?
It's Dora.
I'm too old for Dora.
Yeah.
Old.
He is pretty
Okay.
old.
He is.
Ancient.
Grandpa.
I love you.
It's
Do they have color TV?
eat a bag of dicks.
Make a death saving throw.
Eric trips and falls and dies.
All of a sudden, the entire house gets engulfed in fireball. Roll new character.
There's an earthquake.
Okay, so this is the house you're all at.
Somehow Palpatine
presently.
returns.
Yep.
As Lena leaves, she actually takes. There's a sort of.
Vren?
Sorry, Vren.
Just making sure.
Leaves. Yes, thank you. There's sort of another alleyway next to the house that heads more directly toward back toward the temple.
Yep. Still just gonna watch.
That is the way that they travel.
Vigilant.
The other three of you kind of head down the main alleyway here to White Boar Inn.
Springbrook has a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
What's happened? What is that place? Because we'd have to walk by that, wouldn't we?
I think that's where the old clock tower was.
So these two buildings.
The little
Are you looking
square
at-
behind us, I guess. Like what? Yeah,
The
the
tree?
little cement pad.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
It's just sort of an open area between some of the houses that are back here. So it's kind of like a cul-de-sac would be today.
It's French for butt of the bag.
Yep.
Thank you, Professor.
Quite. Do we hear any interesting murmurings as we walk through town?
It's getting pretty late at this point, probably on toward 10 or so. People mostly seem to have kind of made their way to their homes.
Making their way.
As you round the corner from
Delights me.
from the alleyway toward White Boar, you do hear sort of the standard bustling of people inside. There's sounds like somebody kind of playing inside the inn. There is also one group of a cloaked individual and two guardsmen sort of navigating the streets as well as you walk past, and they kind of turn towards you for a moment, but basically pay you no heed and keep moving on. So
I hate you.
you're all entering the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
You walk in. There's
Into the inn. Into the inn. Out of the inn. And home before dark.
there's only a few people still at the end. A couple of them kind of eating late, similarly to the way you were. There's a person again, kind of plucking on like a lute in the corner.
Are they
Not
good?
actually performing, but like more probably trying to work out performances for the next day.
Oh.
But as you walk in, behind the counter, there is a younger girl, probably plus or minus 20, and then an older woman. They look related to each other. And the younger girl looks up first, and immediately recognizes you.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Do I recognize her?
This is Kayla. This is the inn's,
From the
inn's daughter, who is also the
In the band?
the owner. No.
Oh no. Oh.
So there's Amira, who's the older woman here.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one who owns Boar's Head Inn.
Got it.
And Kayla is her daughter, who assists and works tables and everything. So Kayla looks. Oh my, you're back! Where have you been? It's been so long.
It's
Saw you, man.
long story. We fought witches, and there was
Witches?
a house on water that exploded. Another one with feet.
And Amira kind of looks up at this one. He's pulling your leg. Come on. Come now. Where have you all been? What have you been doing?
There were witches.
I clasp Eric on the back and I'm like, good squire, who are these people? Do you know them?
Yes, I do. So just to clarify, was she rescued ever, or how was there a direct?
I don't believe so. I believe both Kayla and Amira were always at the Boar's Head Inn.
Okay.
So a couple times the Fateful Eight stayed here,
Yes.
and then at the end of that adventure, they were basically given a free room and board here.
Oh, that's right.
Actually, established from the mayor.
This is from some of our previous adventures with old clientele. I believe if we were wanting to stay here tonight, my lord.
Lord.
And I'm just watching in the back, grinning a little bit, because I'm enjoying this a little bit.
I pull Kayla aside. I'm like, between you and I, we're currently on somewhat of a covert operation. So if you could just...
Do I hear this? Can I?
Are you trying to be? secretive?
I'm okay with them hearing.
Oh,
Okay.
I do, because I'm perceptive.
Eric.
This is an ally. If we could take you up on our room for the evening, and also something for your discretion, and I hand her a bribe.
Right.
Talk too much to people.
I'll give 1 platinum to
Okay.
it.
Jesus.
We came into some money recently.
We got really rich. Like, really fucking rich.
We got fuck you money.
Yeah, we got fuck you and an estate.
You're not the only one who likes to keep a low profile. It's completely understandable. Room 6 should be available. And she actually takes a key from under the desk and hands it over to you.
Much obliged.
And she kind of gets the platinum.
Thank you. We'll make our way upstairs.
Making our way.
And you said the lute player's just like warming up.
Yeah,
Or, like,
just
practicing
sort of
some stuff.
plucking around, like maybe trying to figure something out for the next day.
I assume that this is an actual performance, and I go, "Keep working, kid," and I walk on by.
Oh my
Jesus Christ, you savage.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-oh.
And you see for a second, he's about to say something, and then he just kind of puts his head down. And he's like, just stops playing for a minute, just kind of sits there and just kind of.
Oh,
Wow.
It's a bad roll.
Eric, not everyone can be Cutlass.
I do have high standards.
Should have just left it alone.
Let us retire and get some sleep for the evening. We all need it.
Sounds good.
Okay. So you head upstairs to find your room. These are not particularly to scale or anything, but yeah, one of the rooms up here. The room itself actually has 4 beds in it, so there's like two
That was my concern. I was about to ask
bed.
for like 3 rooms.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd be like, I get the bed.
One bed.
Oh, no.
One big bed.
Oh, no. One big bed. One big bed.
So, anything anybody wants to discuss, happen before we do long rest?
No, because I don't have any of my magical fucking items.
I'm gonna be honest with you two. I don't like this whole registering under a guild and our magical items. I can understand why some people would view this as good, and to be honest, before I had met any of you all, I probably would have been in that boat, but I just do not trust this current
It's hard to know
power
after
structure.
Yeah, it's hard to know after one day's investigation, really.
I'm with you. Too much weird things have happened. I don't trust it. That weird feeling I got earlier tonight. I feel like someone was trying to spy on us. Thankfully, I didn't let that happen. But I think that's what was happening.
Do you know who was trying to spy on us? Or have any
I don't
thoughts?
know. I didn't recognize. I can't tell.
Mm.
But I know. I don't believe it was my mother or Baba Yaga.
Because you were, correct me if I'm wrong, you, as an adoptive daughter, you came here from another, did you come here from, did you go to, apologies, the Fey realm from here, this world as well?
I don't really remember much.
Mm. Well, we'll find out more when I go adventuring tomorrow, but obviously, since you don't want to register, you won't be able to come with me, so you'll have to make do with trying to find what's going on in town.
Perhaps I should register under an alias as well.
Since my slip-up, I'm going to have to go get some magical items from the hole. I'm thinking about taking the locket of stealth and my one sword. Not the flaming sword, but my prior one. I think that should appease them with my slip-up.
I'm currently carrying my cloak of displacement. Is that accurate or is that a
No,
mistake?
that was left in the inn.
Okay. I have to move that then. Maybe I will also have at least an item or two just so not to seem inconspicuous or...
Whatever you think you can part with, maybe.
Okay. Well, when we have access tomorrow, I'll take a look. But yeah, I just... One, the power change has me concerned, and two, I already was fairly on the outs with all types of... I don't know, I longed to join them once more at one point, but I feel like with everything that I've learned, I'm pretty comfortable and actually feeling prideful of my agency. And that's not a freedom I'm necessarily willing to give up without a little bit of a fight.
It seems like since you've been here before, a lot of people are recognizing you or could. It might be beneficial for you and Zav to work together to try and discover more information. And as far as the Squire bit, I know you're not a fan, but since you are not a fan of your prior circumstances here, maybe we use it as a ploy that you are seeking to become a paladin or something of the like due to prior thoughts and feelings about what's happened in this realm.
That might work.
I fear it would be drawing more attention to myself than I already would be.
I mean, I need your attention to myself.
You can just play it by ear like we did tonight when she recognized you. Don't make
Luckily,
yourself
this
noticeable.
was an ally this time.
Well, I'm pretty sure we got some. Did we get actual hooded cloaks or anything like that from Lena? Or
They were mostly clothes to cover what you were wearing. I don't think they were. I think maybe one of them had a cloaked hood, but
it might be necessary to go pick up some additional clothing tomorrow that could better hide ourselves. As much as I appreciate what Zav's mother did for us.
It'd be best not to be recognized for a bit.
A hooded cloak or something. Non-magical. Do you have any thoughts, Dahlia?
I agree to the cloaks. I'm not quite sure what. I don't think I would need to do the guilds. I'm already kind of noticeable. Especially with the incident at the guild already. Highly doubt they would take me. So maybe I should join Zav and the others tomorrow.
We just want to make sure that we don't have anybody trying to scry you again.
I agree.
Because if that happens out in the open, you may have to registered regardless if people see it or it's detected. Honestly, after we do a few more, maybe a day's more worth or two at most investigation, I say we get out of here.
I agree.
Agreed. But for now, rest.
Are you guys going to do a watch or?
I don't know if it's necessary. I think I wouldn't think to have a watch.
How much do you trust this person?
They've given me no reason not to. I wouldn't say we've had many in-depth conversations, but we did help to save their town from the original cultists' attacks. So I think that they feel an obligation to do right by us.
I'll put my armor right near the door, so if anybody tries to come in, they're going to make any kind of noise, and we'll... So, okay.
And other group, you guys want to keep watch or?
And before I go to bed, I will
kill some people.
just have a quick word just with my parents alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I, from my current stash of money.
So as you're kind of like all clearing the table and there's some movement back and forth, and you find a moment where both Lena and Raskar are in the kitchen. You kind of bring in a set of dishes, and it's just the three of you.
Mm-hmm. So, our last adventure was lucrative, so to speak, and he's just going to hand them 10 of his platinum, and he's like, just...
Oh, you don't have... We get on fine.
Just in case. Squirrel it away somewhere, or...
I'll set it aside for you if you come home, and then you can use it then. It'll just be here. How about that?
Yeah, I don't need it.
If we come into great need, we will make use of it. But until then, it will be here for you.
There's...
I don't think you're gonna win this one. So, back.
Okay.
And he kind of leans and is like, we do appreciate it.
Russian.
This is Greek.
You should know that.
I can't.
I was about to say
I
something.
can't see that.
I'm not gonna just go like, what are you?
I'm trying to translate the sentence. The enemies did their homework and knew our moves.
Got
The
that.
enemies did their homework and you are what?
Moves.
Moves?
It's a game sentence.
I am so confused right now.
Let me do watch. Let me.
Okay, so watches.
No.
No. So
I'm in my childhood home. Fuck that.
so
I trust nothing.
okay. So how are you going to do this watch? Are you just going to stay up for a couple hours, or because to get the full rest, you will still need to be asleep for at least 6 hours.
I'll kind of doze near the door, and then for the rest of the night, I'll watch. First half doze, then wake up.
Okay, so you're going to take a middle watch. So it's going to be down for the first, up for the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Veers comes over and kind of sees you, like getting set up. But you're like, can tell you're kind of like eyeing toward the doors and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of leans in and says, "I'll take first. You can take second, and then if nothing's happened by then, I doubt there'll be anything the rest of the morning."
Fine by me.
So, there's a little,
For some reason, this is like...
so nothing occurs during his watch. Go ahead and roll perception for me.
I'm gonna use my inspiration. That's a natural one, which I get to reroll.
Hey.
We love a lucky halfling.
Better. 22.
22.
Looks like irritation.
Doesn't seem to be anything that occurs overnight. No disturbances. You don't hear anything outside. So time passes.
Too quiet.
Enough waiting. I crave
Yeah.
blood.
I'm myself.
The rest of you- Okay.
You want your cry like, oh, you're not gonna like this, mate.
Poor fucker.
For the rest of you at the inn, it is an inn, so you're all relatively light sleepers, and every so often through the night there will be a little bit of like shouting downstairs or some movement or clanging of like chairs.
Yeah.
Whatever. You'll wake up for like a minute, kind of like look around, ascertain nothing seems to be directly affecting you. It's just an inn, and then go back to sleep. But aside from that, your sleep is basically undisturbed. So
My long rest finishes.
everyone finishes a long rest.
Hey!
And there was much rejoicing.
We will take our break.
Hooray!
Thank you.
Thank you, Brig.
Thank you, Break.
So now you
I'm back online.
Don't do that.
Okay, you all
Everything I'm learning.
you all achieve your long rest.
Yeah.
Awaken the next morning.
I turned
Dead.
Good hand into a pipe.
In the Fey realm again.
Yeah.
Oh God! It
Suddenly
was all a
returned to the
dream.
Feywild. Now,
Roll new characters.
so, and the night did not go well. So, let's, I guess, start off with Virzana and Zav. Your father gets up before any of us and is back over at his smithies to work on his task. As you all awaken, Veers is like, well, I think I should go find Couch. Would you like to make a trek through the market with me and probably head over to the smithies after?
Sure.
Are we leaving this town?
We should head probably late morning for the Emporium that we were going to go look at, but I wanted to see if the others wanted to, like, who wanted to go and who wanted to stay.
I want to get out of here as quickly as possible.
Okay. So,
Once this portal opens again, I want to get my things and leave. We have to follow alongside our newfound adventures after all.
alright. So, gather up with things and make our way over the marketplace.
Make our way downtown, walking fast.
The other group,
Go fuck yourself.
as you return to life in the inn at the room, what would you all like to do?
I'll get dressed, go downstairs and see if there's any breakfast from the innkeep.
Oh, how was the rest?
Fine, yes. Is there any kind of breakfast that I might purchase?
Oh, yeah. Just yourself, or
I don't know. Did you?
Did we both come down?
Did you guys
too?
come down with me, or
did you?
I feel like I did.
Uh,
I'm probably
Eric
following.
gives a weird look that Red wasn't dressed and gets out of bed in like all my clothes. Walks downstairs or follows along too.
Okay, so you all kind of gather up your stuff from the room.
Yeah.
Head all down together.
Yes.
sleep in my underwear? Give me a break.
Hey,
I run warm.
I admire the confidence.
So the other two,
Yeah.
would you like the breakfast?
Sure.
Please.
Right. That's 2 copper each. And we'll heads over to Caleb. Go ahead and get 3 servings.
2 copper.
Stop it.
It's like
You're not there.
I have to break my change.
I wipe my ass with 2 copper.
For this copper.
I have some silver. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna like have you guys like you have to go to the bank, you have to exchange, whatever. It's just you can,
or how
you
about
can,
this? It's on me, and I'll just give 1 silver.
That works too.
That works.
I assume that pays for the board as well.
Oh, the board's included for our previous hero here.
Correct. Yes.
Because this is the grandmother who you didn't talk to. This is
No, let's not get into old.
Thank you. So, I'll have some breakfast and then. I guess if they're heading towards market, I don't know if we really said anything because I was going to plan to head back to meet up with them. So probably head towards market, I guess, or to meet up with the rest of the. Or I guess
We know that we didn't really talk about what we're doing,
I need to go meet the other adventurers that I'm going on this adventure on.
right?
So I probably need to head back to the guild. Is where I need to go.
okay. So you're in there first.
I'll head there. You two go find Zav and Anna.
They said they would eventually be at the smith, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So maybe we head to the smithy.
Okay. So you both head over to Smithy's. You're heading to the Adventurers Guild. In the meantime, the other group heads to the marketplace. Veers kind of meanders about for a little bit, and and finds a fairly plain-looking pouch and purchases it from one of the vendors there. Is there anything that you guys wanted to look for in the market while we're out?
Certain people.
Which certain people are you looking
Are there
for?
any people that I recognize?
There are many
Killable
people.
people.
I was gonna say there are many people that you recognize in
Iron.
the market because you've been in this town before.
I know, but I mean, the Iron Hands, Iron Maidens. I don't know.
Iron Maiden. Iron Hearts.
In a
Thundering
Thundering
Irons.
Thundering Irons.
Thundering Irons.
What's that
The
group that
Thunderbolts
I've
one.
hated for years?
I had wine.
You have one.
Roll a perception check for me.
Thank you. He's never gonna let me
Oh,
live
she's
that
right
down.
back.
You want your hate seated?
Oh.
That's a good one.
It's one of my
19.
favorites.
19. You make a pretty thorough look through the crowds. There is nobody that you recognize from the Thundering Irons in the marketplace or in Springbrook that you can see from your vantage point. However, as we're all traversing around, a couple of kids come running up. Sav, you're back! You're back! I told you I saw him yesterday.
Hello. Have fun.
Are they human?
Yes, two boys. So the Fateful Eight returned?
Most of us.
We're the Fateful Seven at this point.
Most of us.
And I recognize you two too. You're a part of it. So the rest of the group still together? And the older kid kind of like smacks the kid asking questions. Like, they're adventurers. You gotta be careful about that. It's good to see you all back. Like, it's been what, almost 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna be adventuring here again?
I'm not sure. A lot has changed since we've been gone. And...
I'm gonna go over to the little kid who's like Fateful Eight. I'm just gonna kind of look at it, just stare.
And he just kind of like stares back at you and just gets this big grin like, I'm getting attention. Completely oblivious that you're like giving him a death scene. So it's good to see you. It's good to see you back. People were worried. People were talking, but like everyone's gonna be so excited that you're back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, take care. We gotta go, and they just take off running.
I hate children.
It is going to be a little difficult to get about this town without being recognized.
That's a problem.
Why don't we head over to your father's? And that way, we'll switch over to Red. Enter the guild hall. Let me roll over here real quick. Okay. So there's maybe 2-3 adventurers in the hall. A couple people behind the counter. Nobody's at the counter at the moment.
Okay.
Otherwise, space is yours, basically.
I guess, is there anything on the walls that indicates like a meetup for my group or anything, or anything like that?
You do see there's sort of a poster of it's just the name, sort of the name and the basic outline of the quests. They don't give details because they don't want people to like look at the board and then go do stuff that they would not potentially be qualified for. So you do see a listing for how would they describe it? Sort of the bluish creature with a scimitar attacking troops on the road with elementals, and there's some space open there for signups that's still open. There are some other quests on the board. Looks like some goblins, some There's some imps, apparently, another area that's some distance off. But the person at the counter sort of sees you kind of eyeing the board. The person that you spoke to actually at the counter yesterday. It's like, oh, hi, how are you?
Good morning. I'm just here to report for duty for the mission that I was to go on.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of trouble because we think this is a more difficult enemy. Acquiring the adventurers needed for this one. We think we may have close to what we would need for a group, but it would be probably later this afternoon.
Okay.
But I can tell you just ahead of time, so you're aware. Again, we're not sure if there are 3 or 4 elementals with this creature that's been terrorizing the roadways. That's to the south of the town that's been happening. But the guild has set the rewards for the subordinate elementals at 250 each. So it's either 3 or 4 of those. And then 1,200 gold for the leader. Because we're not sure if these elementals are their own creatures or if they are summons by the leader, we're not rewarding the subordinates unless evidence is returned of the leader's demise. But I would suspect that if you're going out to them, you're planning to take on the whole group. So,
thank you for the information.
Yeah, if you wanted to return closer to maybe 2-3 o'clock, we hopefully should have people put together around that time.
Very well. Thank you. I will return then.
And as you turn through the door, what's his name? Too many names. Grursk, who you didn't know the name of, but who Vren mentioned the name when you were talking last night.
Okay.
The cloaked individual who discovered the dagger and died comes in. Oh, good to see you returned.
Yes, I came to check on the status of the mission I was to go on.
Yes, they are having some trouble getting adventurers. We may have to bring someone in from the Vanguard specifically for this one. We're not sure yet. Have you had a chance to retrieve the items for registration?
My plan was to after the mission.
Okay. Well, it sounds as though there will be some time. Perhaps you'd be able to retrieve them presently beforehand, and we can get that out of the way.
I will address it promptly.
Most appreciated. And sorry, did the two of you went to the Smithies?
No, we went to
right?
Smithies.
You went to Smithies, okay.
Yep.
So your compatriots have taken their leave for the moment, it seems?
Yes, they wanted to explore about the town and learn more about it.
I see. To know? Oh, yes, that ward of yours, she seems rather strong-willed.
You're telling me.
Hopefully we shall see you shortly.
Indeed.
Roll an insight for me.
Uh-oh.
Okie dokie.
I knew I had a freaking target on my back.
Insight. 19?
19. Strong-willed. It's a wisdom save to defeat a scry.
Okay.
This guy's fine. I'm gonna kill this asshole. Let me kill him.
Before I leave, I'm sorry, I never got your name.
I'm Vath Grurk. VATH GRURSK.
That's a
Well,
human.
Vath, I shall
Okay.
likely see you later.
And he sort of moves past, head over, kind of taking a similar spot to where he was, not behind the counter, but sort of offset from before. You get the sense that he's in here a lot.
Gotcha.
But is he
I will head to the smithy.
Okay.
Not getting married today.
Is he gonna be with them? Can
So-
I kill him? Can I kill him? Please let me kill
God,
him.
she wants blood so bad.
It's been a hot minute.
I'll help you, Anna.
Oh, please. You get the
Okay.
final blow.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
With that knife!
Fireball.
No!
So, coming back to the Smithies,
He's trying so hard to keep us on the rails.
it's a task.
Hurting the cats. Hurting
Yeah.
the cats.
Okay,
He needs a
so
little or
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Eric and Dahlia actually are the first ones to arrive. Razgor is already here and seems to be working on. I forget. Both of you actually overheard the conversation.
Yep.
From yours. So it seems to be working. It's this like little pouch, probably about yay big or so, and it's just like 2 layers of lead with kind of a slot that you'd be able to slip something into it. So,
Would I be able to well, I'll start by asking, would Eric have the ability to sharpen his weapons without assistance?
I didn't mean to go into that.
I would say, I mean, it's a question you can ask, certainly.
Okay.
You-
Well,
you do see a wheel there for sharpening and everything.
yeah, my second question would be, well, in game.
Mhm.
Do you mind if I were to use your grinding stone?
Oh, hi. And he kind of looks around. Damn kid's not here yet. Yeah, have that. Normally we would do it for you. It is a business, but my assistant isn't here yet, and I'm otherwise occupied. So please have that.
Thank you.
Don't go spreading it around. We don't let anyone. But since you're friends.
Of course. No. Yes. I understand. Thank you for the trust.
So you begin working on sword.
I've got my hand axes and
Hand
a sword.
axes. Okay.
I'd probably start with my hand axes because I use them the most.
Cool. So there are a few minutes pass. It's not very long. Veers, Zav, and Anna arrive.
Ah,
yeah.
turtle.
There he is. I'm nearly finished here. And he actually takes and sort of flexes the pouch slightly, and then presses it into water, and it squelches, and steam kind of rises off of it.
Squelches?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Gross.
Just not like that word.
Why is it squelching?
So
It's moist.
I do like that word.
wasn't really sure what use you had for this. And it kind of turns to Veers, and Veers kind of thinks, I think that would work. And he turns to you, Eric. Do you think this would fit the portable hole?
Oh, I'd sure give it a try.
So he takes it and sets it along the inside, and then takes a moment to actually stitch in to the side of the pouch that he bought an additional piece of fabric, sort of coating and hiding it on the back panel, and then takes a couple of just random items that he has and puts the rest of those just in the pouch. Could be a way for us to move things about, since we can only access the inn once a day, it seems. It's not the most secretive thing, and we might not want to put all of our eggs in one basket, so to speak, but give us some options.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Clever lad.
so I was thinking we should all head to the Emporium, see what that's about, what items might be acquirable there. Is Red with you all? Is he?
He went to the guild, I believe.
Was he gonna meet us here? I don't
I
remember.
think he was going to meet us here.
We could wait and then join up with you.
We're not in a rush, and right about that point, Red actually comes in.
Vath Gretzky.
Bless you.
Hello to you too.
I mean,
Hi.
Vath Gruksk.
Are you okay?
Do you smell toast?
He's the one who found the cursed object on you. And he's also the one who was scrying you.
Of course.
Yeah.
What does he look like?
Shifty, cloaked.
So every villain ever.
He's about middle-aged, human, relatively plain features. Has sort of a spattering of like black and white hair. So
Ew.
Aging.
Old.
Middle-aged, yes.
I hate old people.
That was quite the look.
You're really testing the DM tonight, aren't you?
I feel if anyone's going to give us a problem, it's going to be
enemies in
him.
his next encounter.
Stop it.
Do I need to take
You're gonna get us
medicine?
killed.
We need to proceed with caution
Good
for
for your
now.
character.
Killing him now would raise suspicion, considering most of us are new in town.
But if you're on a dangerous mission, who's to say he just was the one who couldn't make it?
I don't know if he'll be on the mission with us. He tends to spend most of his time in the guild hall.
Good to know.
However, he did press the point of me bringing my magical items for registration, so the sooner I can access the hole and get some minor things to take and appease, the better. Otherwise, I'm supposed to meet up around 2 or 3. They're having trouble finding some adventurers. They feel that this might be a large task, and possibly we'll have someone from the Vanguard joining us.
Someone joining from the Vanguard.
Yes, a member of the Vanguard joining our group to fight this caster with the elementals.
Oh, I do not like that.
Maybe it's a quick way to get in close contact with this new emperor, if they appease.
Could also be a way to at least learn more about the Vanguard, since it became...
And if things go awry, well, that's where I'll come in.
Okay. I'll still plan to squire you.
Okay.
I think I might try changing up my appearance a bit, though.
Okay.
Only because the fear at this little inn encounter ran into Kayla, who was still very appreciative of our past aid to this town. So I think I might. I don't know. Maybe I'll cut my hair a bit and try to keep a cloak up or something.
We were also recognized while out in the market.
Where are you?
Yeah, we were thought about going and getting some kind of cloaks or something to at least help. As much as appreciative as we are of the clothing that your mother gave us, Zav, some proper attire might be best.
Are we returning to this town after this mission?
I might have to, if we end up killing it, to quote-unquote claim the reward. They're apparently offering 1,200 gold pieces for the main monster or whoever is in control of these, possibly in control of these elementals, and 250 gold pieces for the elementals. But we have to kill the leader and provide proof of that in order to get the other gold, because it's possible that they could be conjurings from the leader, so they don't really have much to go on.
I think we would have to return.
What say you, Varys?
Veers kind of looks toward Red. I share your distaste for the control of this new government. That being said, didn't have a lot of taste for the previous government either. the various underworld guilds have survived and persisted through that government and this one by slipping between the cracks here and there. But you can't subsist completely outside. We could become hermits, but what use is that? We've always worked in the light where we can, in the shadows where we can't. I suggest we do the same.
Do I have any prior knowledge of Malvarro or what, Eric?
You would... Oh, gosh. For you, roll history.
24.
24. Wow. Yeah, it was a high check too. You are aware of a General Malvarro. He was the youngest individual to ever become a general in the duchy.
That's right.
That is the extent of your recollection of him, because that was around. He had only just become a general when you basically had left.
So would that mean excellent fighting prowess? Or more political manipulation?
He was an exceptional tactician. He, with fewer people, would come to greater victories than people would ever suspect possible. And so rose through the ranks very quickly, both early on as sort of a front lines fighter, and then later as the tactician, maneuvering the armies such that the various encounters that he had came out very well in his favor. Eric, yes, you do know of General Malvarro, because at the time that you had to flee the capital, he was a well-known name. He'd been established for 15, going on 20 years, and was quite renowned in the kingdom.
Was like renowned for being a war general.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He also seemed to be well liked by the people. The places, a lot of times he was sent to disperse raiders or to protect towns, and so he's often seen as a protector, which it seems he is sort of caveated that forward into this new role of defending, setting up the vanguard in various towns and cities and protecting them from this new
I'm
threat.
just trying to decide if Eric would find that admirable or not. Having a kind of...
I do recall he was the youngest general to become, or the youngest person to become a general when he was with the duchy. This was shortly before I left. It seems to be that he might have some good tactical acumen. If anything, a frontal assault against him would not be advised. I agree with Veers. If anything, like Veers suggests, we may need to investigate from within.
We don't, as much as I dislike having to register or the duchy in general, we don't know that he is of ill nature. We just know that the real issue is that it's been a solution provided for this magic creature problem and mage plague, is what it appears to me.
And Veers speaks up. I will be registering, but then again, my identity is already forged, so it has been long since well established. I have some skill with forgery, but I would need to know the system that exists now before being able to actually do that for us. But
it may be needed, especially if I grow in ranks. I might get recognized as not being Bluefin, or my identity could be more suspect if I run into a former member of the Paladin Guild.
the more truth you can wrap around a lie, the better. The more actual true facts that you can utilize while keeping the specific things that you need concealed, the better. But perhaps another space to talk about. This kind of looks toward Zav and back toward Pastor. Why don't we make our way to where my contacts said this Emporium may be.
Okay.
We can see what resources we can find there. Anything else in town before heading out? Okay.
At some point, I will like to stop by the temple, but it's not urgent.
Okay.
Yeah, is it possible to sneak magic stuff back out, or will they need to stay in the hole?
To sneak magic stuff out of town?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have a means to sneak magic stuff presently.
I guess that's a meta question. I should probably.
Yeah. I mean, is there something you're wanting to
All my stuff. I'm gonna leave it in a fucking spell.
It's okay. First off, you can establish the inn wherever you want.
Mm-hmm.
So you can leave town
Sorry.
and establish the inn outside of town.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought we
not,
always have to be at like the same spot.
no, it's
No,
not.
it's
in a
wherever.
fixed locale.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as we're there.
The door is fixed where you establish it for that day.
Right.
But once it dissipates, the next time you cast it is wherever you are.
Okay. Good to know.
So, as you leave Sophie's,
And you said doing magic outside the town is not necessarily illegal, but you don't want to do it.
what you were told from Vren is that there's no prohibition on magic itself specifically. The magic detectors are mostly looking for what they would think to be nefarious magic.
Okay.
So, if you're using a concealment spell, like Pass Without a Trace, something like that, they might start looking for you if they detect something like that in the area.
Okay.
If you're casting Cure Wounds, they're going to be like, yeah, she's a healer. But you want to be registered in order to be able to do something like that. Because they might see someone casting a spell and be like, we're not sure who you are. Can you identify? So things of that nature.
No.
So there is actually an exit from Springbrook nearby with your parents' place. So that's Veers kind of directs you back there rather than going back past the Adventurers Guild.
Mm-hmm.
And you all head out into the wilds.
Into the unknown.
So
Into the unknown.
Thank you, SpongeBob.
Same key and everything.
I could do it in the range, but
Veers leads the group east from town, and some of you actually recall this is a similar direction to when you first set out after the cult of Zenikul. Everybody make a perception check.
You're a perception check.
Well, sorry, not everybody. Veers is at front. He's going to do one. So who's going to be up front with Veers and then two in the back?
I'll be up front with yours.
I'm wherever you are.
I'll wipe up the rear with Anna.
Okay, so
Guess I'm
one
not-
person in the front do perception with Veers, and then the two in the back. do
What's your perception bonus?
You know, I just
+6, I think.
You do it.
you
Plus
just
7.
All right, so Eric's walking front with Veers.
oh shit. Okay.
Natural 20
Okay.
to a
19.
27.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Oh no.
It was a 7. I mean, +6, but
And you're basically keeping an eye out. Veers.
20.
No.
Hell yeah.
Nice. You're basically keeping an eye out. Veers is traversing down paths and everything, but he's very obviously like watching the sides and like looking for things. You can tell. So he's not so much watching for like enemies or potential ambush or anything like that. So that's why there's one in the front, two in the back. Hi.
It's kind of the
I'm not
reverse
gonna
shocker.
say anything.
Yeah.
So, so about an hour or so of travel east of town. Veers pauses for a moment along the trail, kind of looking around, and then turns off the trail into sort of a thick brush. Yeah, it should be this way.
Should be.
For everyone else now, roll either survival or insight.
oh, I don't
Um,
like that. Or insight.
It doesn't matter because they're both +1 bonuses. So
17.
Oh fuck my life.
19.
19.
that's
12.
gonna be an inspiration call right there.
8, but it was a net 1.
20 unnatural.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a plus 7 to my insight, and I'm
So,
just... Wow.
you two, was it survival or was it insight?
Insight.
Survival.
Survival. Okay.
Survival.
Where's the fucking dunce cap?
The rest of you don't notice. Dahlia, you notice Veers. Is kind of checking some of the trees as he's walking past. And you can tell that he's looking for marks within the trees. You're having trouble seeing them, but you can tell from your insight that that's what Veers is doing.
Okay.
You are catching the marks. So there are these little patterns etched into the trees, but they follow the actual like cuts of the bark, so that they look natural to the untrained eye. But with a high enough survival check, you're able to discern those are man-made.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were pointing to me at first, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh wait,
sorry.
no.
So it takes about another half hour. You don't actually travel that far because this is kind of rough terrain, but you're just sort of like getting off the path some distance here.
The glutes.
Finally, Veer stops for a moment, kind of looks around, and then says out loud, "Lovely day for a walk, but the ground gives way better at night."
The fuck?
A moment passes, and about 10 yards off, a cloaked individual steps out from behind one of the trees. He doesn't speak, but gestures for you all to come forward.
Sorry.
So like this.
And Veers does head toward him. Do you follow?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. As you approach, this individual reaches forward in the open air and grasps something. And when he draws his arm back, a doorway opens before you, reminiscent similar to your inn spell.
Ooh.
And he gestures for you all to enter while watching around.
Pocket room.
Pocket dimension.
What does he look like?
He's cloaked.
He's shifty.
Someone's eating something.
Huh?
Alphonse.
Alphonse. Oh, I heard him.
Hi, what are you doing?
What the fuck?
As you step through the doorway, you enter through a long, dark hall with two different paths on each side and stairs going down in the center. So you can see it's very dark in here, obviously, but there are stairs going down here to a lower path, and then there's two paths left and right. Which would you like to take?
Oh.
Are we not being
Are we
led
not
by
following
the
Veers?
figure?
The individual gestured for you all to go in, but they stayed outside.
Where's Veers going?
Veers has stepped in, and he's kind of like looking at them at the two paths, the three paths as well.
Fierce, what is this?
I would presume this is the Emporium.
Have you not been here already?
No, this is a new establishment. I've simply heard about it through the Underworld Guild that I'm part of, but I've been told that they sell various magical items, potions, scrolls. They have access to things that you can't get normally in town.
Black market.
Yes.
I'm slow.
So
So
there's
there's
kind of pauses for a moment and then just picks the middle path and decides to start walking forward down through the steps.
Well, sure.
Sure.
Make
Whoa.
her way. Whoa.
Oh.
Oh my
As you all
god.
come down,
Sick.
so you've entered through the steps down to this like lower area here.
That's so cool.
That's cool.
There are faint lights and lines of darkness everywhere throughout this enormous space. It seems like cut left and right. Near the center area ahead of you, there is a pillar with lights near the top, and at the top of this pillar stands a tall, dark-skinned elf adorned in fancy, immaculate robes that seem to twist and adapt to the light around them, sparkling one moment and then shadowy dark the next.
Cool.
Meine Damen und Herren, Mesdames and
Jesus
Messieurs,
Christ.
ladies, and he steps off this stage and drops into a shadow that's in front of it, and then steps out of a shadow right next to you, Zav.
Keep calm and
Gentlemen, and he reaches out to
Is this
take
a
your
dark
hand.
mirror or something?
He reaches out to take your hand, and you just in this brief show, you can tell this being is exceptionally fast, but he has slowed his movements here to give you the choice of whether to accept or reject this gesture.
Let's live dangerously. Why not?
Welcome to the
He
Kids Cup
slowly
Club.
reaches, takes your hand, gentlemen, and kisses your hand.
He makes that exact sound.
Welcome to the Cabaret Emporium.
Zav does like elves.
I am your host, Unsagen.
Old Sagan.
Yeah. That is a throwback to a mistake I made a long time ago.
Carl Sagan.
I was thinking that!
Unsagen, in the song, he actually says, I am your host, and he says Unsagen, which is and say, because he's leading into the next verse. When I heard it as a child, I always thought Unsagen was his name.
Oh!
So Unsagen is his name.
I love that.
Yes.
Nerd!
He's like a drow, or?
No, he is very. It's not like blue skin. He is very, very dark skin, dark brown skin.
Ah, okay.
But now at being right next to him, his eyes are a bright blue that for a second you almost think are glowing, but they're not. It's just the blue of his eyes are so bright it just sort of stands out, contrast to him. How I may be of assistance? So, there's
We want things.
things we have. Many, many things. Tools, entertainment, weapons, ingredients, components. We have it all. And if we don't have it, we can get it. And if we can't get it, well, it's probably not that important anyway.
I love him.
Guessing this isn't registered.
Perish the thought. No. What is it you're looking for?
Have anything that's very good at killing humans?
Many things that are very good at killing humans.
Show me.
And he stands upright, and he's also he's like 6'3". So
he's just an inch shorter than me.
yeah. So stands up, and again, it's his movements are. He's not rushed, but it seems like he moves almost twice as fast as the rest of you. So he's like moving in sort of jerks and then stopping and kind of waiting for you to follow along with him.
Creepy. Creepy and sexy.
Too fast.
You right?
So
Sexily creepy.
let's pull up a magic shot.
Magic shot, magic shot. Ooh, I love a magic shot.
I want to get a weapon here, someplace. I mean, it doesn't have to be magic, but like, yeah.
I already have my magic weapon, and it's in the hole.
I like to have some better melee weapons if possible.
I feel like other things I can also put in the hole.
Hey-o.
I bet they sell those here.
Seems like that guy.
Anything that she can.
They might have holes here.
So he takes you over.
He did say entertainment.
So you are looking for weapons.
Yes.
I'm fine.
And he takes you over. There's sort of a grouping of like some weapons and armor. He picks one up. This is known as a Mace of Terror. And shows it to you.
You're speaking her language.
Yes, he is.
Does it have like a...
It is a magic weapon. Has 3 charges. While holding it, you can expend a charge to release a wave of terror. Each creature of your choice within 30-foot radius extended for you descending must succeed DC 15 Wisdom saving or become frightened of you for a minute. While it's frightened this way, it must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you can. Also can't take reactions. For its actions, it can only dash action or try to escape the effect that prevents it from moving.
So it's a fear spell.
Mm-hmm. Cute. Very cute.
So,
How much?
for this, would be 10,500 gold.
What else do you have?
And kind of looks through. Well, can go through some of the other items. The rest of your compatriots. Are there things that you're looking for? We can split you up, keep you together. What would you like?
Do you have a place here that sells information?
I want dirt.
You mean
We have means of procuring information. Is there something you would like to know?
I want to know what happened to the Paladin Guild after Malvarro took power.
This may take a little time. We do move about the country, but who here... He sort of lights upon Veers. Ah, you, yes? And Veers kind of nods. It's like, we do come through various areas. We have means of contacting the underground, or if there are purchases to be had, sometimes we can make arrangements off schedule to meet in certain areas. Someone could message me and let me know, but it will take a little bit of time to acquire all of the details that you were looking for. Are you seeking to know which individuals are still part of the Paladin Corps?
If it still exists, and possibly information with regards to a specific paladin who was with the Corps.
I can tell you the Corps does still exist. It was, I would say, about half of it was on the opposition of Emperor Malvarro, and most of them no longer breathe. Some of them may have fled. I'm not sure. I could look into that. Then about half of the Corps ended up siding with Emperor Malvarro. The individual specifically that you're interested in.
His name is Sagramore.
Not familiar offhand with this individual, but we'll make inquiries. Depending on the cost of obtaining the information, I'll let you know the price as we come upon it.
I'm used to at least paying something up front.
We have what you need, and you will not get it without paying us. Seems adequate arrangement to me.
Very well.
Veers kind of steps forward. Lets him know that he is looking for a couple sets of thief tools, forgery supplies, and a set of ball bearings. Forgery supplies? Or is this something you're skilled at? Veers nods a little bit. I am a bit out of practice, but we probably need information of how people become registered within the adventuring guilds, and if there are any specifics to the information they look for afterwards. And the individual smiles. Yes, this we should be able to come up with. Florence, and kind of like shouts along the way. And approaching, you all see. Would you like to describe your character?
Hey!
Okay, so approaching, you see a tall, blonde half-elf. She's either 35 or 55. You cannot tell. You don't care.
We don't care.
She heard that people prefer when someone doesn't know that they're beautiful, and she leaned into it. So she's got like big glasses on. She's like got the fake freckles. Maybe they're not fake. Maybe they are fake. You're not sure. Pretty striking. And she walks up and she says, "I heard my name."
This individual is interested in understanding the various registration systems, backgrounds, documentation. I assume maybe as a scholar you would have some insight into how this information is kept and what forms might look like, so that we may be able to submit those forms for these individuals.
Of course. And she whips out some paperwork from her bag on her belt. Basically, you just fill these out. It's really simple. You don't...
And he kind of places his hand over them for a second. It's like, this kind of looks at the information being requested. This information would be, let's say, worth 20 gold. And Veers nods very accepting and hands the money over.
I always forget information is valuable.
You may proceed, sorry.
It's very simple. Fill these out. You don't have to fill everything out. It's all about working with the parameters of what you've got, right? So, I won't tell if you fudge. I
Veers,
like her.
Veers kind of mulls these over a little bit. It's like, doesn't seem like things have changed too much from the previous administration. I think that we could manage new identities for most of us. I think Springbrook will be a little bit difficult, specifically for Zav and Eric, because they are likely to be recognized. Probably Anna as well. Though Anna was already your forged name, so they know you as is. I would suggest, Eric, that we just keep Eric and we change the last name. Blade Strike is what's going to link you to issues. Most people in town already know you as Eric anyway, but not specifically more than that, so simple enough. Dahlia, I see no reason not to use your name. We'll just forge papers about where you were born. Red, what did you give them for names when you were there?
Bluefin.
Zav and Dahlia, roll history.
History? $17.
Fuck my life, dude. 4.
17. Dahlia,
You don't know shit.
No, my rolls are terrible today.
you remember that at one point he introduced himself as Bluefin of the Dream Scourge.
Oh, thank you. That's what it was. That's what it was.
To the individuals, the two silver rank individuals
Yes.
that were off to
Okay.
the side. When he went to the counter, he introduced himself as Bluefin Red.
Ah.
So there were 2 names given.
Well,
Ruined
like a figure.
everything, you stupid bitch. Bluefin Red is your full
No,
name.
I feel
and
like
your last name.
Like Red's more like a nickname because it's funny. Where my name is Bluefin, people call me Red because it's the opposite of blue.
That's the perfect kind of quirky lie that people will believe.
I think we can make this work. And we would be happy to deliver the forms for you to various towns. You probably want to be registered somewhere outside of Springbrook so that it takes them a little bit of time to retrieve the records. You could make that doable. I would say maybe another 10 gold on top of the 20 for the information. We'll be in other towns anyway, so delivering it is a minor fee. Then Veers just takes out another platinum and just hands it to him. So, what else? Any things you need
Any kind of poison.
I was
Poisons?
thinking potions myself.
Let's see.
2 birds, 1 stone.
We need magic liquids.
Those aren't spells. It's not technically magic, right?
Depending on what it can do.
Would they have
Are you gonna
record?
saunter over to her?
Not yet.
The sauntering has yet to commence.
Would they have record on the Terran Guard?
So the King's Guard, yeah.
In its current lineup?
So when Emperor Malvarro came and took,
Gross.
I legitimately.
And you said that he came, I said gross.
I like this one. He's funny.
Don't tell him that.
He'll only stoke his ego.
What, my ego?
Stoke.
Oh. Never mind.
You're going to use your real name. Why is that?
No one knows me here.
Oh,
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm just curious. I love stories.
Just never been here before, so nobody would know me.
Interesting.
She intimidates me.
I think you just feel intimidated.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yes.
Sorry,
Why do
bud.
you like to know stories? What's in it for you?
Well, I guess I let it slip before. Information is valuable. I'm just trying to make a living.
Even information from a group of idiots.
You guys have the best stories. Are you kidding?
One time we fought some witches, and there was this house.
Oh my god, Eric.
We'll have to keep talking later.
Yes.
Did she like put a charm spell on him? Did he fail
have to,
a
dude.
save?
I was gonna say she didn't have to. Eric's a flirt.
I think Eric's legitimately flustered.
Whatever
I was-
gets
I
you
was-
to shut up.
I was gonna say, what's your intimidation modifier?
Ooh, oh god. It's really good. It's a +7.
Jesus!
So
I
Yeah,
rolled
you're-
like crazy.
so you're definitely feeling overcome by this person a bit. there hasn't been a roll here. There hasn't been like a specific effort. It's just she's force of personality.
Even if I'm talking into her head, does it do any?
So
Reaction.
when Anna speaks, it's telepathic. She
Oh,
doesn't
'cause I
typically
can't-
speak out loud.
I can't speak verbally, so it's always in the
Cool.
no reaction from me.
Let's see. Like, you're looking for if I'm surprised by it?
Mm-hmm.
Honey, that's the oldest trick in the book.
What if it isn't a trick?
Everything's a little bit of a trick.
How did you do that then?
That's just men.
Do you say that out loud?
Everything's telepathic until, well, that's just men.
And I respond, that's a valid point.
should I roll some kind of like embarrassment or something? Is there an embarrassment roll?
Take 3
As a man who's unaffected, I can assure you, yes, that's true.
Does it work on all men?
Only the men who are into women.
What if they aren't?
There's usually other ways.
Such as?
I think you've got it figured out.
Do I? I don't know. My ways are a bit more
Harmful?
Intense.
Instead.
That's right, she's still talking psychically, so I don't hear any of this.
We're just awkwardly watching the two of them having
It's like a stare conversation.
Stare. Intense eye contact.
Miss, do you have any
Contact.
armor?
Prolonged eye contact.
Do I have armor?
Well, does the Emporium?
Yeah, you'll have to talk to the others about that. I'm just here.
You're just here. Cool.
Anna.
And you hear Unsaga actually just directly over your shoulder say, "Of course we have armor, like many different sorts. What are you looking for?"
Oh my god.
Something to improve my current, and I literally just because I am still wearing the same armor that I've had. I don't have anything different.
So yours is a full plate.
It's a full plate armor, yeah, just regular plate armor. It's not magical. There's no dwarven plate armor. There's no half plate plus 3. There's no poison resistant or force resistant armor.
I'm sorry.
How much information do you know?
That's effective.
How much information do you want?
I love her.
Anything about the Thundering Irons?
That's a good question.
Did I win in D&D?
I don't. So I have a spell called Legend Lore, which means that I can ask you for like a lore drop.
So
Ooh.
specifically in regards to this, the Thundering Irons are fairly well known throughout well, this continent at least. They've been probably 15 going on 20 years have been attacking caravans and such. They were through persisted through the duchy and still persist into Emperor Malvarro's rule.
Marlboro.
Yeah. They tend to stick.
Kills people.
Pull up a map real quick.
You hear that? Oh, Dora, that's right.
Potentially who's leading them?
So, Alvara is the continent. They're fairly well known within Alvara. They mostly are known through the Dreadmoors. So a lot of the in-betweens between Springbrook. This is so Dathrun and Littleton are actually flipped on this map. Let's see if I can actually do an update at some point on this. But these two spots are flattened. But Springbrook sends goods across to Dathion, up to Greyspire, over to Malvarro. The Dreadmoors are where most of the attacks happen, but they'll crop up here and there along these paths between all the time. And there's been many efforts to go after these groups, but it seems like they always arrive too late and are unable to track them.
I've been told there's something special keeping them hidden. I want to know what it is and who's involved.
Is that available to me?
You don't know what it is or who's involved. You, as a learned person, there's got to be some weird magic going on. For them to have evaded capture for this long, there's some powerful magic involved that keeps them undetected for most of the time.
Exposition done.
Right, I tell you this. It'll be harder to find out what's concealing them.
I can make it worth your while if you can find out for me.
I think we have a deal.
How does 100 platinum sound?
I think that's gonna work.
We have a deal.
Will you let me travel with you for a little while? I'm so interested. Hung around with all these scholarly types. I never get to be around really.
And I will
I
put
take
100
it.
platinum aside.
Or was she asking us that, or just her that, or
Just her.
just okay? We don't know jack stuff. She's just gonna start walking along with us, and we're gonna be like,
I'm
we're
gonna follow you.
we're like, what the-
Guess that's
Sorry, was that putting the cart before the horse?
You're
Okay.
And Sagan returns back over. So we do have several vials of various poisons. There's a vial of acid that would be available, but I'm curious if you're more interested in something that is actively used for attack, or if you're looking for something more deceptive to try to get a poison to somebody that otherwise would be thinking they'd be healing themselves, say.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And he kind of reaches back and produces this flask. It looks just like a regular healing potion. He says, "This is a potion of poison. The concoction looks, smells, and tastes just like a potion of healing. However, it's actually a poison masked by illusion magic. It
Oh.
can be detected if someone knows enough to do an identification spell on it. But to any regular eye, it seems just like a regular potion of healing that you would hand off to someone, lay it down, and have the effects of this poison."
How effective is it? D&D torture. D&D torture. If I can't play Baldur's Gate 3, I'm going to have to find my way to get my murderer tendencies out.
You have another game you can play,
I know.
and it
I
is
can
very
tell.
it is very murder tendency. I mean, you can ask.
But I'm playing it with him. Because he hasn't played the full game yet.
You can ask Jo. She's played like 4 different campaigns of it. 9 lives, steel or javelin. What is this?
It's your mama.
It has 1d8 plus 1 charges when you attack. Creature has fewer than 100 hit points with this weapon. Roll a 20 on the d20 for the attack. Creature will succeed on DC.
This music is very
Mhm.
Jurassic Park, and I love it.
Huh.
Is that Alphonse?
Yep.
What's that doing? Hey, fluffy butt.
Like, excuse you.
Oh, it's better than poopy butt. That's what I used to call him.
This is masking a serpent venom. It would,
Babies. Oh, both the babies.
and he conveys to you, would do the damage, because it's about 3d6 of damage.
How much?
This, let's see. Let this go for 160 gold.
I'm looking for something more insidious. Something that maybe has a delayed effect. Something poison, but also paralyzing.
Paralyzing. I don't believe I have anything on hand, but I may be able to return with something.
Please do. Oh boy.
He's after the cat in the pouch.
I'm just a cat, and my life is a nightmare.
Have you heard the like millennial version of that?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, they did an update of it. And it's
That's their favorite pouch.
like where you're basically an adult or 40
Not
or something like
impressed.
that. And it's like so great.
I have to listen to that.
So, and Sagan kind of works with Veers to discern, and we can work this out of game, but like the names that will come to and the identities, they'll take that on as far as submitting those, so that people would be able to register with the guild under these assumed names. and have records for the names and locations that they are giving offhand. So I'll come up with all of those specifics out of session, but we have options there. For the most of their current stock for... They have a chainmail armor of resistance and hide armor of resistance.
My leg!
Fucking ballet, man.
Most of these... So you'd be able to, like, with the chainmail, to get, like, resistance against acid, cold, fire, that sort of thing, depending on which one you were looking for. However, because it's chainmail, it's a drop in your actual AC. They do not have anything that is full plate.
Gotcha.
And if they did, it would be pretty exceedingly expensive because full plate armor is like just on its own is very expensive, and then adding an incantation on top of it would just...
What about any kind of shields or javelins?
No magical shields at the moment.
Balls.
They do have a +3 pike. It is rather expensive, though.
That's
Roughly in the realm of 20,000 gold pieces.
Why can't I see it? I'm searching in... I want to search for the weapon, and I want to search for the word pike, and it doesn't show me anything. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, pike's a martial melee weapon. 1d10.
Plus the bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this weapon. How much?
20,000.
I'm okay.
Even if we compiled all of our money together, it wouldn't add up to that.
If there are specific items you're looking for, you can always let me know, and I can see about acquiring things.
What's on hand for potions?
We have some, couple of greater healings. I believe we have one superior and perhaps one supreme healing as well. The greaters would run you about 200 gold. The superior would be about 580, and the supreme would run 1800.
That it? Just the healing?
Oh, you were looking for... Sorry, when you said potions, I assumed you meant healing potions. Are you looking for a specific effect?
I hadn't had much in mind, but there's a few things that could come in handy, I think. Speed, mind reading, strength.
You make the weirdest noises.
He does. She is wonderful.
But you're so cute.
I've never heard a cat brrr as much as Alphonse.
Alright.
Baby!
He's a furball. Hello.
Potion of speed, I believe you could do for 400 gold.
God, he's fucking cute. No, don't touch my screen.
No.
He wants to play D&D.
Do you want to
really good at rolling?
I can't. God damn you.
I'm sorry, what was the other one?
Mind reading
Hey.
or any of the giant strengths.
Is this a table of what is available?
It's just a table of potions in general. It's very tiny. I don't think I can make it bigger right here.
Mind reading. I think we'd have to get that, but if I recall, it would be around 260 gold.
Baby, don't stick your head in the humidifier. God.
Fucking cats, dude.
Why not?
What's
I
that
try.
mist, yo?
Try anything twice.
Try anything 8 times.
At least it's a cool misting,
Mm-hmm.
but still, I don't want to get like all that in his face. He's orange, he's dumb, I know, but like.
I have an orange one, yes.
Potion of growth would be about the same.
Not growth, giant strength.
A giant strength.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you're half elf?
I don't believe we have that available, unfortunately.
I just imagine you're just saying that awkwardly. So
No, I'm asking out of
So do you-
out of character question.
So do you
Don't
like
eat red
bread?
you bowl. You bowl.
I love that.
really well. It's the only thing we
Yeah.
had in town.
What about
growing
Wii bowling?
So,
Yes,
think-
we bowl.
yeah.
I think what I'll do is we can kind of do some of this out of session as
Yeah.
far as items and everything.
Yeah.
But you all kind of traverse around the
Yeah.
Emporium, see what's available, may make or not purchases here. The fact that you need some magical items potentially to turn over for inspection, and Sagan says we could potentially loan some items. Let's see. Maybe a simple +1 sword, things of that nature. We would take the cost of the item from, but if you would return it later, we would refund with maybe a 10% charge for the use. Our experience is that items of that low magical ability typically are not confiscated. So
Okay.
there are some arrangements there as far as you'd be able to potentially take some of their items. You can also, as you say, go back to the inn and retrieve your +1 sword. But you've kind of gotten from Sagan that these items typically are not kept by the Vanguard. He kind of expressed any things that would be particularly unique would be sought after. There would be interest of.
Anything requiring attunement, I imagine.
No, many things requiring attunement are fairly basic. Any +1s, +2s, abilities, that kind of stuff. Most of the time, items that are resistant, potions,
About a sword
charms
that-
of protection, things of that nature are kind of overlooked. But if it's something that is unique to this plane, unique to this world, there would be interest in items of that nature. Or if the weapon were particularly powerful, +3s above, things of that nature would potentially be confiscated.
if it lit on fire.
I cannot say with absolute certainty. This is an effect that you can cast upon the weapon.
Yes, after tuning it.
There are swords, flame tongue swords, I
Yes.
believe. Yes, they're not common, certainly, but not unheard of. If you were a lower level rank, they might want to confiscate something for that because they believe it would be used in better hands.
Mm-hmm.
But someone silver, especially gold, they would probably allow that individual to keep, so long as they had some indication that that individual will be working within the guild.
Okay. Good to know.
What was your name?
Florence, honey.
Florence. Would you have any information on the current roster of the Terrangard, Kingsguard Guild, or Terrangard the Kingsguard.
Whoever took over for guarding Malvarro after he killed the duchy. You gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
I think I could get that.
I would pay you for your services.
Of course you would.
I didn't mean that like
It's okay.
Eric, we didn't think you meant it that way.
I cast Gift of Gab.
Do you have Gift of Gab?
I do.
Oh.
Oh.
And which is going to allow me to, let's see. I'm going to reshape all of your memories in the reshape the memories of listeners in your immediate area, so that each creature of my choice within 5 feet forgets everything I just said the last 6 seconds.
Yeah, there's no save for that, is there?
Nope.
I also have that spell.
That's so
Can
funny.
I tell? I wonder, like, will we know
What
you
is
cast
that
a spell?
Gift of Gab.
The creatures then remember what you actually said, or those creatures then remember that you actually said the words you speak as the verbal component of the spell. So you know that I cast it, just cast it, but the Terran Guard.
You're so gifted with words.
I'm going to stab you if you do that one more time.
I apologize. I was just saying stupid stuff.
What's new?
I'll always let you know why.
He just cast a spell on me.
Oh, on all of
Gift
us.
of Gab.
And I told him
you reverted something you said, or
I just simply had everyone forget how much I stuttered over my own words.
What a
and
beautiful
I told him he
moment
does
of
that again. I'll
roleplay.
stab him.
well, because Gift of Gab,
Has no save.
I was gonna say, I don't think you.
There's no save, no.
I don't think you know.
They know that the creatures remember that you actually said the words you speak
Yeah.
as the verbal component of the spell.
Yeah, so whatever you say after you cast it is what we remember. We don't know the
Yeah,
spell cast. That's awesome.
You do not know he cast a spell, and you do not know that he stuttered before.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking
It,
scary.
it overwrites it, basically.
Okay, well then.
It's a first level spell.
I'm still thinking of stabbing him for no reason.
Second level.
That's just typical.
So sorry about that, because one
Um,
seems to be going right through me. You had asked about
Sorry,
the...
but-
Ask Florence about the roster of the guard.
Florence, roll history for me, please.
Guess who took all of the proficiencies? Oh, I got a 27.
Holy shit. She remembers everything about anything.
Right?
I tell him half of what I remember
So,
and charge him
so
money.
Double.
Yeah.
Smart.
it's widespread knowledge that most of the Kingsguard, the previous Duke Tyrion Kingsguard, now works under Emperor Malvarro. What is not widely known is that the Kingsguard actually had a part in
Don't you say it.
granting Malvarro's army access to
Yeah,
the palace.
saw that coming.
Don't like it. I don't like them even more.
With a 27, yeah, you have found some
Guess
of
it depends on what I
the
know.
major secrets of
Can you repeat that?
the Kingsguard basically let Malvarro's army in.
Ah.
There was a January 6th.
Okay, so I tell him probably 3/4 of that.
Which 3/4?
I feel like you get like half of the juicy part. Like it's like, but I heard they weren't exactly fighting very hard to keep the new regime out, if you know what I mean.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
I'm not surprised.
Have you asked after names at all?
I haven't specifically.
I wasn't sure if you'd asked about an individual or not. So,
So she doesn't know anything about what I want because that information has to be found then, or
the
Sagamore information.
Sagamore, she would not have information about Sagamore specifically.
Cool.
That's gonna have to be sought into.
What about Blade Strike?
Just ask me everything.
Blade Strike is was when you left, captain of the Terran Guard. He is now captain of Malvarro's personal guard.
You okay, Eric?
had a bad day.
I'm all right. I don't think it is wise of me to enlist under my own name or have anyone here going forward use my surname.
Would it be wise of any of us to use our real names?
Sounds like not so much.
At least until we get to the bottom of what's.
Then I think I need to think of a different name as well.
Well, Veers kind of turns to you. Do you know that Dahlia is your real name, your original name? That was the name that your adoptive mother gave you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I would persist with the last name. You may want to change that, but as I said before, wrapping as much truth around a lie as you can makes the lie easier. It's simpler if we know you as Dahlia, that we use Dahlia.
Then perhaps I just change my last name.
I think similarly for most of us.
But I agree, we probably, for Eric, need to think of something else.
Yes.
Florence seems to have a lot of information. I wonder if she'd be able to try and find out who you were before you went to the Pharaoh.
She was on a plane of
No.
existence for most of her life. I very much doubt it.
I have a lot of contacts. Although you seem mysterious.
Contacts like friends or like
Friends, acquaintances, colleagues, lovers, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah.
went.
Was that that's got to be telepathic.
Oh,
Everything's
wow.
telepathic.
Ooh.
Bit of everything.
So I hear that telepathically.
And we don't.
I also have a
Telepathically.
lot
All right,
of.
then I just wink at him when she says he wouldn't.
I understand. I got a lot of those myself.
Florence,
Congratulations.
are you from the town of Springbrook?
No,
Absolutely
you can
not.
say I'm from the Mages College down south.
The Mages College down south. Okay.
I'm gonna do an insight check.
Go ahead and roll insight. Florence,
This is-
please roll either persuasion or deception. Don't say which.
That's a
Can I
natural
roll
20.
a history on Mages
But
College.
to a 23.
Oh,
So
nice.
23.
Does a
I'll
natural
just
20
hold off
mean
then.
more? Just a
Actually,
23?
I will say natural 20 double your modifier, so you'd be 26.
26.
Okay. Yeah, that comes out to a 23.
Ooh.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
so you were not lying, correct?
I'm not lying.
So yeah, you do discern that she is in fact from
Do I know of this Mages school if I do like a history check or something?
Eric and Red roll history.
I can't believe like the insight and deception.
Not great.
It's just literally
12.
same numbers.
I keep trying to use the touchscreen that this does not have. 14.
14. One second. So yeah, there is
Make sure I wasn't playing footsie.
Oh.
I would say because Red, yours was higher because it was so long ago. There's a college down near Tullis Harbor, which is Erebor School of Magic. Eric, you are aware of this.
Okay.
Red, I would say with the 12 and being 20 years from the past, the college probably existed back then, but you are having a tough time
trying to remember down south.
Remember the name.
Yeah.
You know, there's something sort of toward that area.
Okay.
And like there are colleges all over the place. So college down south.
Yeah.
You know.
Was it a no? I'm not gonna ask a community. Was it a community college?
Yeah, oh a community mages college.
So be the best at who you are.
Sorry, you couldn't get the full mages, so you got community. Out of character. Oh my god.
That's a good school.
Thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Because you're a sorcerer.
I'm a sorcerer. Second-hand
So
embarrassment from this conversation.
Right?
Do you like nuts?
Are you also?
No!
It seems like she likes more than just nuts.
Oh my god.
And then Dahlia puts out her hand and makes Aaron give her back the peanuts.
We're both just
Hold the nut
doing this
bag out.
So are you a sorcerer or a
I was
warlock?
gonna say, you want some more wine?
Started with the wine.
The wine.
Wizard.
I almost literally got Riesling today, and then I'm like,
Okay.
I
You
can't.
asked me out of
no one will
character,
shut
or
up.
you-
Yeah, out of character.
I'm not telling.
Okay.
Sneaky. Well, she has gift of gab, so
Sweet boy, did
Narrows
you
it down
bonk
some.
your head on the chair?
I was gonna say, are you wearing anything presently as far as
She's wearing nothing.
Your items?
Just completely
no.
new.
Not right now.
Okay.
Just like package with some paperwork on it. Maybe a notebook.
Have you created
No
a
other-
mini yet?
Yes.
yay!
Create a what?
A
A
mini.
mini. I want to see what Florence looks like.
Right?
So, yeah, as I say, we can do additional items, some stuff there from the Emporium here.
Do you have any creatures down here worth seeing?
We don't tend to. Yeah, I lost the accent entirely.
German, darling.
We don't. We don't tend to keep creatures. Transporting becomes an issue.
Any contacts, maybe up there that might.
Are you looking for a steed? Are you looking for?
More unique. Nefarious. But able to be tamed to some degree.
Perfect.
I'll look into it.
Thank you. And she'll slip a platinum. Because she saw Fierce do it.
So, with the various things that we'll do here, basically taken care of, and with the possibility of taking some magical items, Unsagan would actually say, Florence, why don't you accompany this group?
I'd love
And
to.
we can keep in touch and see about the return of the items when everything is done, and go from there.
Can't wait to get to know you all.
Okay. Everything's fine. This is gonna be fine. Fine.
It's gonna be great.
God, she's so unsettling and
Wonderful.
awesome. I love it.
Mhm.
I'm like,
So, you all return to the forest through the
It's almost 10.
the portal door. Are you going to enter Fate's Inn and retrieve any of your items at this point? Or are you going to return to town and do Fate's Inn later?
I think I'm okay since I'll be getting some magic items from them to turn in, so I won't need to if we want to hold off until more like nighttime, unless anyone else has a desperate need to get in there and get something.
I'm okay with waiting as well. I think that maybe it might be a good idea to wait until we've begun our adventure
I agree.
and pull out what we're needing.
I agree.
Or have it as a quick escape if we, for some reason, run into trouble.
So you're aware it does take a minute to cast, and everyone has to be sort of concentrating together to create the doorway. So it's not a good escape like in the middle of a battle.
We can run fast. It's fine.
But yeah, if you can get away, if you can hide for enough time, you'd be able to use it to like escape in that sense. Okay.
I think we're all in agreement.
Okay. So
Dude, that area looks so awesome.
I know. I love it so much.
Giving
Actually,
Underdark vibes, and I love it.
let me.
I want to actually go visit
I want a
it.
tour.
I'll give you like a quick tour. So
Yay!
There are many sort of huts set up with various items. Over here, there is
Some kind of bar area? Oh, library.
library. They do some research, creation of scrolls, spells, that kind of stuff. The basement has some additional resources in that regard.
Library.
There's also an
Ooh.
entertainment area.
Of course there is.
Ah. Un cabaret.
We can
So,
have Zav.
so you all could have
time for
partaken of
people.
drinks and everything as you were here as well. So
Yeah.
And what's the phrase again that was uttered?
It's a lovely day for a walk, but the ground gives way at night. Something like that.
the ground gives way more easily at night.
Yeah.
Why couldn't it just be
That,
like
that was what
metal?
Veers said.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure if that is a specific thing for this instance or if it was like how to find it.
Yeah.
Unsagan does let you all know that anyone who would be able to do sending would be able to reach out to him to schedule a time for them to set up. So he would basically get back in touch with you on that.
And what is this place called?
The Cabaret Emporium.
As soon as we get out of there, you see her whole demeanor change. Flores' whole demeanor change. She goes, her appearance doesn't change. She just like acts totally different. And she goes, God, I hate that character. She starts rubbing her face. And Florence, nice to meet you all. Really looking forward to it.
I am confused.
Character?
She was at work.
Okay.
She's no longer where she needs to put on some persona. This is the real Florence.
Great.
I've seen Veers do
I'm
this a number
excited.
of times.
Kind of remind me of someone we used to travel with.
Cool.
He's trying to pay a compliment, I think.
And I am weary of you. I don't trust.
But you're weary of everyone.
Yeah, I was
Well,
thinking
I don't
so.
trust everybody, so,
So-
I have trust issues.
As you leave the Emporium, it takes you about half an hour to get back to the main road, and then you begin traversing the hour back towards Springbrook. About 10 minutes down that road.
No,
Yes.
come on. I swear to God, if it's
Do I
not
have to
fucking
roll?
salamanders.
As you're coming down the lane, everybody make a perception check.
Okay.
I just closed my lap.
That's why you don't close it until it's done.
Natural,
Fuck!
Good.
natural
Not
20.
good.
That's your second of the
Okay,
night.
hold on.
God!
Double your modifier for the
So we're rolling
You
So
said-
26.
for 6.
You said perception?
Perception.
17.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Oh, natural 20 plus 6, so 26.
Natural 20 plus 1,
Why is
21.
everyone getting fucking 20s and I'm getting garbage?
To be fair, this is one of the only nights I've rolled really well.
This is my third nat 20. Yay!
That's amazing. Sorry.
6.
So, pretty much everyone except Zav notices just down the road.
He's just like in
Oh,
thought,
no.
we'll say.
Oh,
He's
no.
just like preoccupied in his mind.
It's just a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
A little more pensive than that, probably.
There is a body of an individual.
Uh-oh.
This is about 30, 40 feet ahead of you. The whole group stop, except for Zab, who takes a couple more steps and then stops. Like, what's going on? As everyone looks forward at this. And then you hear a voice.
No.
Not that voice.
No. Soon.
No.
What? Is that a gin?
No.
Gin.
What the?
Uh-oh.
Oh, Mar, for fuck's sake.
Well, it seems we have more travelers. What all do you have on your persons? Shall we find out? And he spreads his arms.
Does he have 6 hands?
And
Oh.
We just put our weapons and shit away.
Oh my god.
Oh, look, it's the guy I'm supposed
look
to
at
be
that.
fighting
Look at that. You
later.
signed up for that.
No.
Well, I can return already killing it. Good for us.
so you
Quick, going
see
back to the Emporium.
four additional elementals step out of the woods.
They're each a different element. Gotta love it.
Yeah. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Fuck. Well, at least the lights didn't turn red this time.
You didn't quite get to the fight this time.
This time.
Thank you, DM.
Thanks, DM.
Thank you, Brandon.
Is this
Yeah,
a die in jail?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's the dice jail.
Oh, this was mine. I had 3 pairs of D20. Well, not 3 pairs. Three D20s that did not
We
roll well for
originally
me.
had a dunce cap for our...
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I'm like,
that's
where's the
adorable.
fucking
Oh, it's
dunce
not.
cap?
Yeah, the cat like nommed on the inside.
Yeah. The cats were like, yum, yum. Like,
Deep in the rug.
It's because they're dunces.
Thank you for coming over
Yes.
to see your new
So
character.
fun. I'm so
love it.
excited.
Unsettling and awesome.
I'm just glad